He's the natural international. A month after making his Chelsea debut, he played for England. And he's been in the team pretty much ever since. Beckham, Owen, Rooney, Keane. None of them got to 15 caps quicker than Mason Mount. How would you sum up your England career so far?
Surreal, I'd say.
Intelligence, technique, versatility, end product. That's a few of the boxes he ticks. Other options are available. And outside the England camp, not everyone's agreed with Gareth Southgate's choice. There has been some resentment about your selection at times. Why?
Well, you're going to have to ask the people that said these things. That's something I've always wanted to prove people wrong as well. That's in my character. My granddad was a boxer when he was younger. I feel like I've always had that fight in me from a young age.
Let's go.
This is an against-the-odds success story.
Why is he doubting me?
To join the Chelsea Academy is one thing. So rarely do graduates make it to senior level. Mount's dad questioned the move.
I've never looked away from getting into the first team, even from a young age.
You never had a doubt you'd make it?
No, I wouldn't say I did. My family or people close to me sometimes did.
There has been this sense you've been fast-tracked. But before you played in the Premier League for Chelsea, you played 70 games in the Dutch League and the Championship.
Them 2 seasons were really, really important for me. The dark arts in the game that you learn about, they really helped me grow as a person and as a player.
So that smile that we see so often is deceptive?
Yeah, maybe. On the pitch, you have to be a different person. You have to fight. It brings a different side out of you.
And the critics are declining now that Thomas Tuchel is picking him for Chelsea too. It's hard to find a fault, which is why it's looking harder and harder to leave him out.
I'm very headstrong. I know what I can do. I know where I want to go. Having that mentality takes you a long way.
And that won't change?
No.
How come he has managed to come through the Chelsea Academy when so many have struggled to do so to get in the first team?
A lot of factors. I think, first and foremost, when he talks about mentality, he always had that young age, you know, willing to stay behind even at younger ages and take a bag of balls, whether he's taking free kicks or penalties or going in wide areas and crossing, getting mannequins and dribbling and shooting. And you don't see that at a young age. And then, you know, the older he gets, he goes on loan at Vitesse and struggled at the start. And something, I remember speaking to a coach and they just said they spoke to him and something just switched in his head. And he said, I'm not doing enough on the training pitch. I'm not concentrating enough. I'm not taking care on the little details needed to be a top player. And then ever since then, he's you know, come on leaps and bounds, got his opportunity at Derby, and then we know what happens then.
We are, yeah, exactly. We are where we are. And it's interesting, and he admitted it there, didn't he, Roy? Now that Thomas Tuchel believes in him, I think even the non-believers have gone, hang on a second, Southgate likes him, Lampard likes him, Tuchel likes him. There's a player in there.
Well, that's pretty important. That your manager likes you. It doesn't matter what people outside the game think. You know, obviously we know there's a lot of idiots out there. But the guy, if you perform, ultimately I think the players pick the team, and he's performed well enough for every manager to say, listen, you're going to be in my starting lineup. Outstanding player. I'd like to hear what he said there when he said he's a box-to-box midfielder. You know, he's not necessarily thinking I'm just an attacking player. He wants to be an all-round midfielder. I never hear anything negative about him off the pitch. He seems a brilliant young kid. He's been out on loan. He's done it the hard way. Fantastic player. And again, we look forward to watching him tonight.
And there's a nice mix there. He's got a great smile, and then he talks about the dark arts, which he's just learnt along the way.
Yeah, I think he might have been talking about being on loan and learning certain stuff. But what I like about the way he's dealt with the comparisons with other players who were in the England squad at the time, and I think he brings different things. You know, I think Gareth very much trusts him, just like Frank trusts him, like Tuchel trusts him now, in the fact that defensively he can trust him and offensively he can trust him. So, you know, he's done everything right up to this point. You just hope that he can continue doing what he's doing, because at the moment his attitude and everything about him seems like he's heading in the right direction.
He's 22, actually. Here's the challenge for him now. This is his position for England and for Chelsea. If he plays this well and he concentrates, he's got however many years he wants in both teams, hasn't he?
Yeah, and like I mentioned, you have to have a strong mentality and belief in yourself to be a top player. If you don't have that mentality and willingness to want to get better, you know, do the extras, you're going to struggle, and he's got that attribute. So hopefully, yeah, he could be a mainstay for England and Chelsea.